What exactly counts as U.S. source income for a foreign national? Are you a foreign business owner earning money connected to the United States? Here's the tricky part. Not all income linked to the United States is actually considered U.S. source income, and that detail can make a huge difference on how much you owe in the United States in taxes. In today's video, we're breaking down what really counts as U.S. source income for foreign nationals, with clear examples and tips to help you stay compliant and save money. Hi everyone, and welcome to Freedom Group's channel. Freedom Group is made up of 3 companies that have proudly served the community for over 20 years in the area of taxes, accounting, insurance, financial planning, and real estate. We're here to give you complete support, whether you're managing a business, investing in the US, or planning your financial future. So let's start with why this topic even matters. If you're a non-resident alien or a foreign company, the US taxes you only on your US source income, not on your worldwide income. That means knowing where your income is sourced determines whether you owe US tax or not. For example, imagine you live in Spain but offer online consulting to US clients. Does that count as US source income? Well, it depends, and that's exactly what we'll clear up today. The IRS uses source rules to decide whether the income is from the US or from outside the US. And here's the basic idea. The source of income usually depends on where the activity that earns the income takes place or where the payer or property is located. So let's go through some of the most common types of income one by one. Number 1, wages and professional services. If you perform work in the United States, the income from that work is US source income even if you're paid by a foreign company. So if you fly into New York for 2 weeks to do consulting work, those earnings are considered US sourced. If you do the same work though entirely from abroad, it's foreign sourced income. Number 2, business income. If your business has a US office, branch, or employees doing the work inside of the United States, that portion of the income is considered US sourced. If all of your operations happen outside of the United States, even if your customers are American, it's generally not considered US sourced. Number 3, interest income. Interest income is sourced based on where the payer is located. So interest from a US bank or US corporation is US source income. Interest from a foreign bank is foreign sourced. Number 4, dividends. Dividends paid by a US corporation are US sourced dividends. If they're paid by a foreign corporation, they're generally foreign sourced, unless that foreign corporation earns a significant portion of income from US business activities. Number 5, rents and royalties. For rents, the source is where the property is located. So if you rent out real estate, for example, in Florida, that's US sourced. For royalties, like from a patent or a trademark, the source depends on where the property is used. Royalties are not as straightforward as rents, so I will give you some examples. Let's look at this music licensing example. So say a foreign artist licenses her song to a US film studio for use in a Hollywood movie. The movie is shown in US theaters and distributed to US streaming platforms. The royalty income is US sourced because the copyrighted work is used in the United States. But let's say that the same foreign artist licenses her song to a movie studio in France for use in a film shown only in Europe. That royalty is foreign sourced because the film's distribution and use happen outside of the United States. Let's look at a software licensing example. Say a company based in Germany licenses its software to a business located in California for use by its US employees. The royalty payments are considered US sourced since the software is being used in the United States. But say the software is used abroad. Say it's a US company licenses its software to a business in Mexico, and the software is used only by employees in Mexico. The royalties are then considered foreign sourced since the use of the software occurs abroad. Number 6, capital gains. For most personal property, capital gains are sourced to where the seller lives. So if you're a non-resident alien and you sell a car, artwork, equipment, it's going to be taxed where you live, where your tax home is. If you're a non-resident selling foreign stock, it is not considered US sourced. But if you sell US real estate, that's definitely US sourced and taxable under something called FIRPTA, the Foreign Investment in Real Property Tax Act. If you find yourself in this situation, make sure to give us a call. We handle FIRPTA cases almost daily. You see, these examples show why getting professional guidance matters. One small detail can change your entire tax situation. U.S. source income that's effectively connected with the United States or a U.S. trade or business is taxed at graduated rates, just like a U.S. resident like myself. Other types like interest, dividends, rents, royalties, these are often subject to a flat 30% withholding tax unless there's a treaty that lowers or potentially eliminates it. That's considered FDAP income. So the right planning can help you avoid double taxation and unnecessary withholding. If you're earning any income tied to the United States, it's essential to understand your source of income before filing taxes or signing contracts. The rules can definitely be complex, but that's where we come in. At Freedom Group, our team has been helping international clients for over 2 decades with tax planning, accounting, and business structure guidance, all under one roof. Schedule a consultation today to make sure your income is correctly classified and you are filing your taxes in an optimized manner. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it to other people who may find benefit in it. And before you go, please check out our next video. You'll see it right here on the screen right now. Click on that video and keep learning with Freedom Group.